Hey guys, my name is Venki, and today I am going to talk about the basic fundamental of the OOPS in JavaScript in JS. So what I am going to cover today is the object, second classes, and third inheritance, and fourth is static keyword. Okay. So before jump into the code section, I would like to just give a basic idea about what is an object. So in any real world entity, you, me, dog, pen, paper, everything is an object. So basically object having two things, each have some state, or you can say it's like having some kind of property, and it have some kind of behavior. Okay, for example, let's say dog, it's could have some kind of height, okay, a color, and how its bark is a kind of behavior. And one particular dog, let's say my dog is known as one object, but there is a kind of classes is nothing but a blueprint, or you can say um, the user defined data type, or through which all the genes of this dog has been created, or many of the similar kind of dogs has been created. So that's pharma, or that's machine, or that definition is known as the class. Okay, and getting the inherited property from your parent to child and to further is known as basically the inheritance in in a nutshell. Now I hope you guys are already bit familiar about these terms, so I'm not putting too much effort on this, and just moving to how in initial, if before I will just keep on comparison before ES6, because ES6 has introduced a keywordless classes, and there are many other improvements are there that is these are the syntactical sugar for the developers, or specifically for the, you can think of a Java developers or JavaScript developers, to make to write your code very easy. Okay, so that's is all about these things. Okay, now how it was doing. So earlier it was used to achieve through constructor function. So basically constructor function is a nothing but invoking your function via new keyword. Okay, so in that particular case is start behaving like an object. Let me go through, directly jump into the editor, and we'll see some of the basic examples. Okay, so let's start with as we can see, we have a function dog, and let's have some property of it, and it's a name, and we can pass it name to anything, Fido or Tommy. Let's say, let me part Tommy. So Tommy has been written over there. Fido is an object. Okay, let's see how we could do this thing in the ES6 if I were doing it this way. So there is a 2-3 changes. First of all, replace your function with class. That's one thing. And remove this parameter from where we are passing, and put it this thing into the constructor. What you have to do, you have to do nothing, just wrap, put a constructor. Okay, and just put it, and put everything in the inside the parenthesis. That's it. So now you would be exactly the same thing that it was earlier. So we can print it. So means we just require a constructor. Okay, prototype methods are the method that are attached to the instance of the class. all the prototypes, and EX6 made easy to our classes to easier, more readable format. Okay, let's see how we could do in a how to attach the functions if we talk about in terms of in the older pattern. So just moving to another way, and let's see, we have defined a function like this. Okay, we have a function dog which is being let me add a function, and our dog is capable of saying hello, hey, woof. And then I'm just going to create a instance of that our class, that's a Fido. And now I would would like to invoke the whatever the foo is saying. So here we can see we have a prototype. If we want to associate some function to our class, that we could achieve through the prototype, and internally is having everything in this way only. There's nothing, no other way out. Okay, but ES6 has made something more interesting. You can have just a look like a behavior, or you can say it's a more readable code as compared to the previous one. We can see it. We just make as a other programming languages in the similarly in the Java or the other programming. So this particular code is a quite more readable as compared to previous ones. So so what are the static? I'll just want to make one thing. Static methods are the methods which are added to the class itself and not attached to instance. So if you have some kind of a static method, okay, and if you let me put something a static method. Okay, so static my method, or you can say my dog. Okay, and this particular say let's print something console.log. I'm the dog of I am a dog of Wanky, let's say, and nobody is invoking till now. What I am doing, because you are, first of all, this is not a valid statement. If I am Fido and if I'm doing my dog, so it is not allowed. Fido and my dog is not a function. So how I can invoke it? I can invoke it through the only the class, let's say my dog, and then I could write like this. See, this is the I am the dog of Venki. So that is the way we could use the static. Okay. Now proceeding further, why using the new keyword specifically for the function? There is some trick that we have to take in care of. As mentioned before, the constructor function worked pretty well. Okay, one instance where you could run into the trouble through is that if the function is invoked without the new keyword. Okay, if everything this goes well, if everybody is using proper proper new keyword, that's fine. But if some of the developer or the less experience had they forgot to use the new keyword, when this happens, instead of creating a new keyword, the function behaves like a regular function and adds the property to the global object in the browser, and this would be below. Let me show you some code example. Okay, so let me put some sample. Suppose that this was the thing. Let me okay. Yep. So for example, it is being let me put something like that. Missing new keyword. Nobody has used the new keyword over here, and still confused. Just leaving Just give me 1-2 minutes. I'll figure it out what's went wrong. Okay, so okay. Now I'm going to for the inheritance specifically. If I talked about the inheritance, so it was a quite complex. If I go through the regular functions, okay, let me put some example, and let me remove this thing, remove everything. Okay, so here, as you can see, we have a first of all, I believe there is some, okay, let me put something before how we are using with the before ES6. First, let me put it into the before ES6, and then I'll come into how we are using nowadays. So ES6 is it's doing pretty well. Okay, so now let's me put it this way. So we have a function name one, this one, and then we have a dog. Okay, invoke the pet constructor, uh, passing into newly created object this and required parameters that we have did it. Okay, because we have to going for inheritance, and we have talking about the breed, and this is the function that have added in the child one. Okay, and that's going to be inherited the property. And dog, through dog.prototypes object.create, we are creating a prototype, and we are just creating a constructor of the dog. Okay, and through that we are adding its values. So but it's a quite complex, it's not that pretty much readable code. So if I just write a code which is a more readable, and ES6 through the ES6 way, I'm just going to. So it's as we can see, we have extended pet. Okay, and we have a constructor. This is the very important. We whatever the properties that we want to pass and invoke the parent class, that we have to pass it from over here itself. Okay, and we are just passing values from over here, and we can we just the target is that if we are using this keyword, we have to invoke the parent class constructor, because that this initialization is also important, and we can pass any number of properties over here, and that we have to check how many properties are required to instantiate the parent class. So that's pretty much all about this lecture. The class has been introduced, and how the extend things are working. I try to create a multiple more classes for this for more explanation, and that's pretty much all about this session. We'll connect again later for the for more videos. I hope you guys has enjoyed this particular video. Please share your feedback, comments. I'll just keep on improving in future videos. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time.